Finally, Tommy has come back with your Shreveport Connection news. And after 4 months of no service from Comcast that I ordered 4 months ago before I moved to my new place 2 months ago, and tonight I just got service from them. After many complaints all last week, I threatened them to come up with a lawyer and sue their pants off for non-services that I am not getting. And then they want to charge me a $45 installation fee. Well, the guys come out, didn't even attempt to even collect the fee, and then Comcast puts a bill on the pink slip and charges me $49.99. You think I'm paying it? That's a hail to the no. But I'm glad that at least I'm back online now, and I do have my cable, so I got to see Monday Night Raw. Missed the first 15 minutes of it. And just to let you know, Comcast still screwed up on the order. I was supposed to be getting the Anywhere DVRs. They didn't even bring me a DVR at all. They brought me a 2 HD, you might say, converter sets and a regular basic cable outlet. But back to wrestling news, and this is going to be about WWE partial superstars, 2 matches, and your Raw results, along with a 41-man battle royal that was also advertised. And you got a surprise winner. You'll find out at the end, along with some FCW talent that was also at Raw and in the 41-man battle royal. But first, as usual, some brief WWE news. SRG Films has bought the rights to Matthew Randazzo's book called Ring of Hell, the story of Chris Benoit and the fall of the pro wrestling industry. Sarah Coulter has written the first of the script, which is scheduled to begin filming in late of 2012, next year, probably around the same time that I'm doing this video. Talks are underway with potential actors and directors at the moment. For more on that story, visit whatculture.com. Former Miss USA winner and former WWE Tough Enough contestant Rima Faki was arrested on Saturday morning on drunk driving charges in Highland Park, Michigan. WXYZ reports that she took a breathalyzer and blew 2.0, more than twice the state's legal limit. And you can read more on that story at wxyz.com. Faki originally tried to deny that she was arrested by stating on Twitter and Facebook that it was actually someone with the same last name. She removed those posts, and her attorney has confirmed the arrest. Thanks to .net readers Breno Radici and Eddie J. for those news. Well, former injured WWE superstar Skip Sheffield returned to action on this weekend's events, and he defeated Alex Riley. Got a pretty good pop throughout the match, but according to the report, honestly didn't know Skip that had returned from the injury from the report, but I was told by Alex Riley himself that Skip did defeat him, and Alex actually re-injured his hip to some sort. The report says a pretty solid match. Sheffield ended up kicking out of Riley's DDT. Much more to the reporter's surprise, Skip then hit Riley with a massive spear and an even bigger clothesline for the win. Sheffield really played to the crowd, and he seemed to have won them over, as most people were cheering for him. And when he got the pin, the reporter himself was included. He never really cared about him prior to this match, but he feels that he could be the monster he has been looking for recently. And he seems way more polished than Mason Ryan. After the match was over, Dolph Ziggler ran out and hit Alex Riley with a zigzag as he was trying to get up. Ziggler got good heat from it and strutted his stuff back to the back. SmackDown talent advertised for tonight's Raw includes Randy Orton, Mark Henry, Big Show, who was not there. Later on this report will be the reason why he was not there, because he was presenting an award on a country music program. Or show. Cody Rhodes was in action, I believe, and Christian, didn't see him on the show. Sheamus was in action, Daniel Bryan was in action, Hunico, I did not see in action. But they may have put him on the Superstars program. Advertised dark matches for tonight's Raw are CM Punk versus John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship, and a 41-man battle royal featuring wrestlers from both brands. But not only that, there was some FCW talent in the match as well. Triple H was featured in a local advertising for Raw, but he was pulled from the arena website advertising. Former AWA champion Larry Zbyszko celebrated his 60th birthday today. He was born December 5th, 1951. But by the time this video gets aired, it will be December 6th, 2011. Dynamite Kid, aka Tommy Billington, turned 53 today. He was born December 5th, 1958. Former WWE wrestler and MMA fighter Sylvester Terkay turned 41 on Sunday. Anybody know where he's wrestling MMA at? I have yet to hear him announce on MMA. Well, he was born December 4th, 1970. Former WWE and ECW wrestler Super Crazy, aka Francisco Islas Rueda, turned 38 on Saturday. He was born December 3rd, 1973. Crazy continues to wrestle in Mexico. Former World Class Championship wrestling performer Steve Simpson, a.k.a. Stephen Simpson. I had wondered what happened to him. Well, he celebrated his 48th birthday on December 3rd. And, he retired back in 1998. If you're not familiar with World Class, that's where the Von Erichs wrestling organization was. Former WWE wrestler Hakushi, a.k.a. Kazuki Shinzaki, celebrated his 45th birthday on Friday. He was born December 2nd, 1966. His Wikipedia page notes that his family was forced to live in a car at one point after having their home destroyed by the tsunami. He returned to the United States back in April to work a match for the Chikara promotion. Okay, former WWE star and recent star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Mark Wahlberg are on the wish list for director Michael Bay's bodybuilding dark comedy called Pain and Gain. Or Pain and Gain, ? Variety reports that Johnson is in early talks to appear in the new movie that Bay is directing. The film will focus on a pair of Florida bodybuilders who get caught up in an extortion ring and a kidnapping scheme that goes wrong. You can read more on the story at variety.com. Speaking of Rock and Wahlberg, they work together in a movie called The Other Guys. Rock's next movie is Journey to the Mysterious Island, which premieres on February 10th and is scheduled to begin filming The Snitch soon. Throw in WrestleMania 28, and it could be a while before filming on this new movie begins, assuming Johnson is the one they choose to sign off for the movie. Welcome back to WWE. Starting tomorrow night, Lillian Garcia returns to the SmackDown as the ring announcer for the television show tomorrow night, and you can view her comments on her return at WWE.com. The interview was taped backstage with WWE Raw in Tampa, so she is in the building tonight and could potentially show up on tonight's Raw. I didn't see her. But at the very least, it sounds like she will be returning to the SmackDown taping. If you want to contact Dusty Rhodes on Twitter, he signed up for an account at Dusty WWE. The account has been confirmed by Goldust, which is his son. Okay, former WWE diva Maria Kanellis appeared on Terryville Middle School, 21 North Main Street, Terryville, Connecticut. She returns to the school Friday at 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 for an autograph signing. Mick Foley, Tommy Dreamer, Luke Robinson, and Robbie E. will also be on hand for this event. So I wonder if this is a wrestling show or just an autograph signing. If you're not familiar with Robbie E., well, he's a TNA talent. Luke Robinson, former NXT talent, or actually WWE Tough Enough. And of course, Tommy Dreamer, ECW. Okay, and Mick Foley, future Hall of Famer. Call it as it may. And also tonight's Raw taping, former WWE diva, actually a Raw broadcast, the former diva Cherry was backstage and she was visiting her best friend Beth Phoenix. And she's quoted by saying, "Raw in Tampa this Monday. So excited to see all my friends again. Although I still see them all the time anyway. I smell a party," she wrote. Cherry also revealed that she met with Beth Phoenix yesterday. Triple H is on a high with a current FCW talent, Damien Sandow. He's currently reigning as the FCW 15 champion. Competed on this weekend's SmackDown live event tour in matches against Tyson Kidd. And Triple H is very high on Sando, who was signed on last year after competing in Puerto Rico. CM Punk versus The Miz versus Alberto Del Rio and John Cena in a cage is now the new main event for the WWE's December 28th Raw live event at Madison Square Garden. Despite not appearing on tonight's Raw Super Show, Brodus Clay was trending worldwide right before Mark Henry came out to face Zack Ryder. Big Show was not on the show tonight because he appeared at the American Country Awards in Las Vegas. The show was broadcasted on Fox. Show did a comedy skit where he chokeslammed host Trace Atkins and then presented an award. And there was talk that top FCW talents, Dean Ambrose, whose real name is John Moxley, and Seth Rollins, that's Tyler Black, may go on the road with WWE this month to get a look from producers. The two have had a much talked about series of matches in FCW since Ambrose was signed on earlier this year. Injury update on wrestling legend Barry Windham. Suffered a heart attack back in October. He's said to be doing a lot much better, but not out of imminent danger. But he has a ways to go before a complete recovery. Booker T has received high marks on his peers after returning to the ring to face Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes at weekend live events. The Booker versus Cody feud will continue on WWE TV, and talk is that Booker may be up for another feud as soon as this one is over with Cody. Another injury report, as noted before, I believe, Hall of Famer Chief Jay Strongbow was hospitalized after a bad fall at his home in Georgia last week, and there were reports going around that Strongbow suffered a heart attack, but that is not confirmed. It has been confirmed that Strongbow was hospitalized. WWE will be releasing new fist pump foam hands for Zack Ryder very soon. .NET reader Robbie E. Robbie is at the WWE Raw show and sending in updates on the Superstar taping. And here they go. Uso Brothers defeated Tyler Rex and JTG with their manager Kurt Hawkins. What? Oh, you didn't know? Well, now you know. Kurt Hawkins as a manager now. Kurt escorted Rex and JTG. The reporter doesn't watch Superstar, so he doesn't know if he is their actual manager or not. Like I said, they're not even a tag team as far as I know. But he played a part in this match. There was a decent "Let's go, you Usos." Each Uso hit the super kick, and JTG got knocked out of the ring. Tyler Rex was KO'd in the middle of the ring. One of the Usos hit the Superfly Splash and won after about 4 minutes. Decent opener. The crowd was behind the Usos the whole time. Superstars broadcast team was introduced after that match. So I guess this first match was a dark match. So there you go. Superstars first match. Mason Ryan defeated Drew McIntyre. I was expecting a complete squash, but it was a competitive 5-minute match. Drew McIntyre showed great intensity throughout, but Mason caught him in the master lock. Full Nelson slam coming off the top rope, and then hit the full Nelson slam for the win. So I guess it was just a master lock to start off, and then throw him on the ropes. Got the full Nelson slam for the win. Ryan received a good pop for the win. Match number 2, Epico with Rosa Mendez and Primo defeated Evan Bourne. It was like a 3-on-1 match, good 12-minute match. Lots of near falls and athleticism. Bourne got the biggest reaction of the night so far. Crowd went nuts when he went up to go for the airborne, but Primo distracted him, giving Epico the time to recover. So there's your Epico from SmackDown. Epico hit the backstabber for the win. Match actually may be worth checking out on Superstars. Well, Michael Coleslaw came out for Raw with his 2 Slammy Awards, as you've seen on Raw if you've seen the show. Jerry Lawler was then introduced and got the standard good applause. And the Super Show opens with a pyro going off inside the St. Pete Time Forum in Tampa, Florida. Michael Cole welcomes us to Raw and is joined by Jerry King Lawler. Right to the ring, out comes John Cena to a mixed reaction to start off. Cena talked about last week's Raw and thanks Roddy Piper for telling him how he felt about Cena last week. Cena talks about how each and every fan has earned the right to tell him how they feel about him. Cena invites the fans to boo or cheer him whatever they want. Cena says he's been dealing with reactions like this since he's got here, but for some reason, people are making a big deal out of it now. Cena says CM Punk needs a #1 contender, and the only thing bigger than that, than The Rock versus John Cena at WrestleMania 28 is Rock versus Cena for the WWE title. Cena goes to call out Punk, but Alberto Del Rio interrupts and walks down the ramp. Del Rio says Cena doesn't get a title match because the next title match is his. Del Rio says he will be the next WWE champion. Del Rio shows footage from last week's Raw where Punk dropped his head on the exposed turnbuckle to get the win, but it didn't show that Alberto Del Rio was the one that opened up that naked turnbuckle. So that was his own fault. Del Rio says Punk cheated and he should be the new WWE champion. Vicky Guerrero interrupted and walks out with the United States champion, Dolph Ziggler. Well, I didn't catch much of the Raw, so, this first segment, from what I've been reading, I haven't missed much anyways. Well, Vicky says neither of them deserve a title shot. She says the only Raw star that deserves a title shot is Dolph. Well, wait a minute. Is Dolph a Raw star or SmackDown? Well, Dolph says he will be the first ever United States and WWE champion. Cena mocks Ziggler's past gimmicks and comes up with a new nickname instead of show off. He says jerk off. Cena brings up Zack Ryder getting a U.S. title shot. Ziggler and Cena go back and forth on the mic. Ziggler says the next WWE title shot goes to everyone's favorite heel, him. The Miz interrupts and makes his way to the ring. Well, The Miz brings up the Slammy Awards next week and puts himself over as the Superstar of the Year and the next WWE Champion. But you can go to WWE and vote for yourself out of the 5 or 6 Superstars. CM Punk, Miz, John Cena, and a few others. Okay, John Laurinaitis interrupts him and comes out to boos from the crowd. Laurinaitis introduces himself to everyone once again. He says CM Punk has falsely accused him of being boring. Laurinaitis is going to be debunked. He's going to debunk that tonight. The Real Miz and Ziggler will face SmackDown stars tonight. And if they win, they get a spot in a title match at TLC. But from this report, it wasn't just a title match. It was for the WWE Championship. Cena himself has a special social challenge match tonight that we don't know what it is yet. Well, he invites Cena to backstage, and Laurinaitis also announces a contract signing with CM Punk tonight, and Miz's match is up next. Miz's opponent is none other than SmackDown superstar Randy Orton. Basically, this match ends in a count out. Randy Orton makes his way out. Miz looks on from the ring. Cut to commercial. Back from the break, and they go at it. Miz takes control, but Orton comes out to the corner and right hand and an uppercut. Orton with a clothesline and stomps. Orton with a suplex. Miz kicks Orton in the head and drops him with a big boot. Miz salts away on Orton now. Miz with a 2 count and a headlock. Miz with more offense and another 2 count. Miz goes back onto the headlock now. Orton comes back with a suplex. Miz goes for a clothesline in the corner. Orton hits one of his own. And then another. Orton with a big scoop slam. Orton goes for the second rope. Draping DDT, but Miz countered. Sends Orton to the floor. Miz goes to the floor, but Orton scoop slams him hard. Then Wade Barrett's music hits and out comes to the stage. And guess what? They have changed the flooring back from the hard plastic square puzzle-like fittings to actual mats. Way to go! You get more protection for your wrestling talent. I like that idea. Okay, where was I? Okay. Miz went to the floor, but Orton scoop slams him hard. Wade Barrett's music hits. Out he comes to the stage. Orton ends up chasing Barrett off to the back and gets counted out. So the Miz advances in the title race. Orton comes back down to ringside upset. Barrett runs down from behind and lays him out. We get a new promo video for the WWE Network. Coming soon. Zack Ryder's backstage with John Laurinaitis. Laurinaitis says Dolph Ziggler has filed a complaint because of Ryder's U.S. title petition. John Cena walks in wearing Ryder's headband, looking like Kid and Play from the movie House Party, with his hair and sunglasses. Laurinaitis puts Cena in a match against Ryder for tonight. Neither of them like this. Cena says the match doesn't need to happen. Laurinaitis says it does because the WWE universe wants it. Laurinaitis says if Ryder wins, he gets his U.S. title shot. If Cena wins, he's in the WWE title match at TLC pay-per-view in 2 weeks. David Otunga is backstage with Kevin Nash, telling him that he's got a match scheduled for tonight, and his match with Triple H is now another match at TLC, and it's official, pending its clearance. Otunga says Triple H is talking with doctors right now to get that clearance. Nash says he doesn't do ladder matches. Otunga says hanging above the ring will be a sledgehammer. Whoever gets it first can legally use it. Nash says he can do a ladder match now. Tonight, Nash will be in action, but doesn't know his opponent. Otunga asks him if he wants to know who his opponent is. Nash asks if it's Triple H. Otunga says no, and Nash walks off. Well, he's quoted by saying no worries and then walked off. Next up, Alberto Del Rio for his TLC qualifying match as we go to commercial. Back from the break and out comes Daniel Bryan. Well, the bell rings and they go to the corner. Del Rio with a kick to the gut. and shoulder thrust. Del Rio with more kicks and stomps to Bryan's ribs. Bryan makes a comeback, but Del Rio cuts it off. More back and forth action for a few minutes. Bryan applies the submission, but Del Rio breaks out. It's a leg lock and headlock combo submission. Breaks out and drops his ribs over the top rope. Del Rio applies a cross-arm breaker, and Bryan taps out. So Alberto advances to the title dance. So it's now Miz, Del Rio, and Punk in the WWE title match at TLC. Well, we have Alicia Fox and Kelly Kelly. It's a six diva tag. Not much action in this match. We see Alicia Fox, Kelly Kelly, and Eve Torres walking backstage to go to commercial. Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus Kelly Kelly and Eve. Well, Alicia Fox wasn't even in the match. She just came down with her friends. We go to the ring. Out come Kelly Kelly, Eve Torres, and Alicia. Out next was Beth and Natalya. Promo video for them aired, but it is interrupted by another January 2012 video that says, Look within, which is also a new YouTube account with the video that also says the other account was something with second or whatever it was. Okay, look within, and then it says 2012 on YouTube. So there's another video. Well, at the end of that video is your Kane part of his return, because they even had the words Kane in there, so everybody with his cryptid crap bullshit, get over it. It's nobody else but Kane himself. Well, it still could be a Y2J, but it's not a cryptid code, because they've already said it's Kane. What have you. So Kane comes back. He's already grew some of his hair back. So he might be going back under a mask. Just wait to see. Okay, back to the action. Match starts and Kelly gets double teamed for a quick pin attempt. Beth continued to tackle Kelly and taunted Eve. Beth turns around to a quick roll up from Kelly Kelly for the win. Like I said, not much of this match. Maybe lasted about a minute and a half at the most. So Eve and Kelly Kelly won the match. Alright, you got Cena versus Riders up next, back to commercial. Social experiment match. Stupid what John Laurinaitis called. John Cena versus Zack Ryder. Back from the break, out comes Zack Ryder, followed by his opponent John Cena. They lock up and Ryder applies a headlock. Cena fights out and takes Ryder down by his arm. Cena turns it around and again takes Ryder down with a headlock. Cena drops Ryder with a shoulder block. Ryder leapfrogs and Cena blocks it, his hip toss. Ryder takes Cena down and goes back to a headlock. More back and forth action and another headlock by Cena. Ryder gets a quick 2 count on Cena and goes back to the headlock. We see Vicky and Dolph watching from backstage. Cena fights out of the headlock, but Ryder hits a swinging neck breaker for a 2 count. Ryder takes Cena back to the mat. Cena fights out again but runs into Ryder's knees in the corner. Ryder with a missile drop kick from the ropes for another 2 count. Ryder goes back to the top, but Cena catches him on his shoulders. Ryder comes back with a tornado DDT for another 2 count. Cena dives a Rough Rider and hits his usual moves. Cena hits a 5-knuckle shuffle, but Ryder grabs the ropes and slides out of the Attitude Adjustment. Cena charges in the corner, but Ryder moves and Cena goes down. Ryder first fist pumps and slides out of the Attitude Adjustment. Cena charges in the corner, Ryder moves again, and Cena goes down. Ryder fist pumps and hits Cena with a running boot in the corner. Ryder goes for the Rough Rider. But this was a slow-moving Rough Rider. John Cena catches him into the attitude adjustment for the win. So, temporarily, Cena is now in the WWE title match at TLC. We see Vicky and Dolph backstage smiling. Cena goes to help Ryder up, but he pushes us off very lightly. Ryder is upset about his title shot. Come on, bro. This is my only shot. Cena marched off to the back after he pointed, hold on a second, as he was saying that he was going to come back to the ring with something for him. But they didn't do it, and they both leave the ring. Back from the break, as they went to commercial, we got David Otunga talking again with John Laurinaitis. Cena walks in, pissed off, and tells Otunga to get the hell out. Cena says Ryder has worked his ass off and deserves a title shot at the U.S. title. Laurinaitis says either Ryder blew it or Cena blew it for him. Laurinaitis says Ryder will have one more opportunity tonight if Cena gives up his WWE title shot at TLC. Well, Ryder can get another shot. Cena says he's had 10 time WWE. He's been 10-time WWE champion because he busts his ass every time he's in the ring. Cena says along the way he was fortunate to get opportunities. Cena says nobody in the office has ever gave Ryder an opportunity. Cena says Ryder deserves it at least one shot and drops out of the TLC match, giving Ryder another chance. Well, Laurinaitis isn't happy enough, so and he hasn't decided on Ryder's opponent yet from John Cena. As he demanded who's his opponent is. Well, announced in the ring as a no count out, no DQ match. Zack Ryder versus Mark Henry. As Ryder's already in the ring. Ooh, he doesn't even know his opponent is, and he's so happy. He's at least got him a title shot if he wins the match. Well, he's not too happy that his opponent is Mark Henry, while Mark Henry's foot is still taped up. But to me, I seen a wrestling boot underneath his tape, so to me, I think it's just storyline. Back from the break, and Ryder is waiting in the ring. David Otunga informed Justin Roberts, the announcer, that to ensure a winner, this is a no count out, no disqualification. Out comes Ryder's opponent, World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry. Henry knocks Ryder down and goes to work on him. Henry kicks and stomps on Ryder's before choking him. Ryder fights back and unloads with punches until Henry floors him with a clothesline. Henry holds Ryder down to the mat and tells him he doesn't deserve to be in his ring. Ryder fights back with kicks and slams Henry's injured ankle into the ring post. Ryder fist pumps and hits the running boot to the head of the corner. Henry shoves Ryder across the ring. John Cena comes out to cheer Ryder on. Henry blocks the Rough Rider and slams Ryder. Cena then enters the ring and lays Henry out with attitude adjustment. Cena pulls Ryder over and puts him on top of Henry for the win and the U.S. title shot now. The number one contender, Zack Ryder, after the match. Then we see Vicky Guerrero coming out of Laurinaitis' locker room, where Ziggler and Jack Swagger are waiting. She couldn't get the Ryder match overturned. She reveals Ziggler's opponent tonight is Sheamus. Swagger wants to come in Ziggler's corner tonight, but Ziggler acts like he doesn't want him there. He blames him for all of his other losses with him. Then we see Kevin Nash walk into the ring as we go to commercial. And his opponent is none other than Santino Marella. So guess what? It's a squash match. Kevin Nash makes his way to the ring, and he's coming out with a sledgehammer. Well, Nash sets it at the ringside table where the announcers are announcing their matches, the color commentary. Out next comes Santino Marella looking for a revenge. They go They go to lock up, but Nash hits a knee to the gut and an elbow. Nash catches Santino off the ropes with a big side slam for a 2 count. Nash connects with a big boot and the jackknife powerbomb for the quick win. After the match, Nash goes for the sledgehammer, brings it in the ring, scares Santino with it. Nash raises the sledgehammer in the air before making his exit. Then we see Evan Bourne and CM Punk talking backstage as they go to commercial. Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler is up. Back from the break, out comes Vicky Guerrero with the United States Champion Dolph Ziggler. His opponent is Sheamus, and he's out next. Ziggler dodges 2 charges from Sheamus and shows off. They lock up, and Sheamus slams Ziggler and applies a headlock. Ziggler connects with a big drop kick for a 1. Ziggler takes Sheamus to the corner and slaps him. Sheamus knocks him down with a shoulder and hits him with a forearm shot to the chest on the ropes. Sheamus hits a suplex with a 2 count. Ziggler fights back and hits a neck breaker for a 1 count of his own. Ziggler stomps away on Sheamus until he's told to back off. Ziggler with a headlock now. Sheamus fights out, but Ziggler counters and hits the big leg drop for a 2 count. Sheamus comes back again and hits with double axe handles. Sheamus takes it to the corner and beats Ziggler down with headbutts and clothesline. Ziggler slides out of the Celtic cross. Sheamus charges in the corner, but Ziggler moves and he hits the ring post with a shoulder. Zack Ryder's music hits and he comes to the stage. Ryder runs down to the ring but stops at ringside just to distract Ziggler. Ziggler turns around into the road kick for the win. Sheamus gets a win. After the match, Ryder hits the ring and lays Ziggler out with a Rough Rider. Ryder taunts him with the U.S. title before heading up the ramp. Right in front of Vicky Guerrero. Holds up the belt and just drops it. Up next is the WWE title contract signing for your main event. Back to commercial. Back from the break. In the ring is set up for the contract signing. Miz and Alberto Del Rio wait as John Laurinaitis is introduced. Laurinaitis makes Mark Henry versus John Cena for next week's Slammy Award show. Let's remember to set your DVRs and VCRs and whatever for the 3-hour Slammy Award, 1 hour prior to the main, so 7 o'clock Central Time. And Laurinaitis introduces WWE Champion CM Punk, and out he comes. Punk comes out and moves his chair because he doesn't want to have a seat. Punk says the contract signing is the biggest WWE cliche. He says they always end up in a brawl. Punk goes on and Laurinaitis interrupts him. Laurinaitis announces a triple threat tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE title at TLC. Punk knocks Miz and Del Rio and says he's fine with that. Miz reminds him that he took out John Morrison and R-Truth the last 2 weeks. Punk wonders if he took them out on a date. Miz says he injured Morrison so bad Laurinaitis had to future endeavor him. Laurinaitis looks at the camera and wishes Morrison the best in his future endeavors. Miz says he's going to bring the WWE title back at TLC. Punk says Miz concerns himself with all that Hollywood stuff, and he concerns himself with being the best in the world. Del Rio is tired of them crying like girls and says he is the best in the world. Del Rio says he's going to beat Punk to become the champion again, and there's nothing that Miz or the Punk can do about it. Miz says he and Del Rio will battle at TLC, but they both agree that Punk isn't walking out the WWE champion. Miz signs the contract. Del Rio says he's right, and then he signs it. Del Rio says Punk is going to lose. Punk takes the contract and says once he signs, they can get to fighting, right? Well, Laurinaitis says no and tells him to sign it. Punk signs and Laurinaitis thanks him. Making the match official, Laurinaitis wishes them good luck and says he's looking forward to the match. Laurinaitis asks a photographer to come in the ring so they can take a picture. Everybody's in but Punk. Punk says even Laurinaitis' contract signings are boring. These things are supposed to end in brawls and he wants to take pictures. Punk decks Miz and goes after Del Rio. Miz goes to the floor. Ricardo attacks Punk. Punk goes for the GTS on Ricardo Rodriguez, but Del Rio makes a save. Del Rio throws the chairs out of the ring and positions the table. Del Rio grabs Punk and Miz grabs him from behind. Punk hits a knee in the corner on Del Rio as he's right in front of Miz, which knocks him all the way into the corner. Punk bulldogs Del Rio through the table, breaking it. Lays out Miz with the GTS on top of Del Rio when he falls. Punk grabs the WWE title and swings it around before going to the back to the turnbuckles to pose. Laurinaitis looks on from the stage as Punk holds the WWE title up and stares him down. Raw goes off the air with Miz and Del Rio laid out and Punk holding the title belt up. Well, after the taping stopped, Raw Superstore in Tampa, 41-man Battle Royal. Not many wrestlers were announced. The Battle Royal features some talents from Florida Championship Wrestling, including former NXT star Eli Cottonwood. Well, Dolph Ziggler won the Battle Royal and got his title shot next versus CM Punk. CM Punk won with a GTS to send the fans home happy. I'm so happy. If you're not familiar with Droopy, that's what he always says. Well, thanks for reviewing tomorrow's SmackDown, NXT, Superstars, remaining matches, and hopefully I'll have the dark matches for SmackDown tomorrow night as well. Peace out. Y'all have a good week. Until tomorrow night, God bless.